So, Halloween's coming up, and our good pal Barney is definitely not sitting this one out. Luau's been on Earth for 200 million years, which means he's collected a wardrobe so big, it makes Barbie blush. So in honor of the spooky season, we're ranking every single costume Barney has ever worn to help him find the perfect outfit for this Halloween. Welcome to the Barney Desk. Okay, so we gotta lay out some ground rules first. There's a lot of ground to cover, and so we need to distinguish what is and isn't a costume. Rule number 1, a hat is not a costume. I'm sorry, there are some iconic Barney hats, and we'll give them an honorable shout out later, but you can't just slap a hat on a Barney and call it a day. The other trick-or-treaters are gonna make fun of them. There are a few edge cases with this hat thing, but we'll get to those when we get to them. Rule number 2, some outfits come in multiple versions, and me and my research team had to decide whether they count as the same thing or separate costumes. The rule of thumb we went with is that if it's just a slight redesign, it's the same outfit. But if it clearly represents two different jobs or characters, then it's their own thing. For example, these two chef outfits are all one costume, but this chef outfit is not because it's a pizza chef outfit, as shown by the little pizza logo on his apron. When I rank these on the tier list, just know that any outfit with multiple versions will be judged as a whole package. Rule number 3, no international outfits. There's 2 reasons for this one. Number 1, half of those episodes are lost media, and number 2, I like sleeping at night. If I covered everything, this video would be like 19 hours long, and I'm saving my multi-hour videos for some time down the road. Lastly, rule number 4, if you somehow dig up an outfit we didn't include, congrats, you win. This list was a nightmare to assemble, and I salute you. And when I keep alluding to my research team, I'm referring to my best friend, the great Polygon. He makes amazing Barney models and renders, and he makes a lot of the renders you see in my videos. He just recently launched his own Instagram account where he posts his art, and you should absolutely go over there and follow him and support his work, do all of the trimmings. He's such a talented guy, and without him this video would not exist. Now, I'll be judging these on a few categories, though not as strict as in my Barney Songs video, which, by the way, is in the top right if you want to check that out later. The main things I'm looking at are, do they actually look good? Are they cute? Do they sell what they're trying to be? And does it feel like real effort went into making them? With all that in mind, I think it's time to crack open Barney's closet and find him his definitive look. We're gonna go in an alphabetical order unless specified otherwise. First up, we got the Aviator. That first showed up in season 3's Up We Go with this clean, simple look. White scarf knotted at the neck and chunky black aviator goggles. It reads instantly as pilot, even without a ton of pieces, and that scarf kinda adds that motion energy that just works on Barney. A slightly upgraded version would appear in Barney's Great Adventure during the airplane sequence, where they swap in a brown leather aviator cap and brass-rimmed goggles. It's cute, sells the idea, and the movie variant especially feels Halloween ready without turning it into a whole bit. This is flying right into A tier. Here's Barney's trip to the barber shop from Walk Around the Block, rocking a simple white apron trimmed with the classic red and white barber pole stripes. It's cute, and you immediately know what he's going for. The problem is, at the end of the day, which you will see going forward, it's just an apron. It's a well-themed apron, sure, but it's still just an apron. Solid look, not much more. This one snipes its way into B tier. Something you'll figure out about me is that the more themed the outfit is, the more layers it has, the more I enjoy it. Just something to note going forward. This baseball outfit first shows up in Live in New York City and later in 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. It's just Barney with a cap and a baseball, which, I mean, it works, but it feels like the bare minimum. A jersey or some stripes could have gone a long way. It's still cute because all Barney outfits are cute, but in this ranking, it's gonna land in D tier. But like, F tier is the only place where I'd say an outfit is confidently actually bad. So, you know, there's no need to grab the purple and green pitchforks yet. Look at this spiffy little fella! Look at this black suit! This debuted in season 4's Let's Eat and popped up again in Walk Around the Block, and later, A Very Merry Christmas. Sometimes he's a waiter, sometimes he's just dressed up nice, but either way, he's rocking a tiny tux jacket that cuts off short so his big green belly still shows. That's honestly the charming part for me. Barney in a suit will always look like a kid who just put on their dad's clothes, and it makes him 10 times cuter. In season 8's On Again Off Again, they even throw a top hat on him, which is fun, but personally I think he looks better without it. He's already dapper enough. This little gentleman is strutting his way into S tier. Oh yeah, here comes Blues Barney making his debut in season 1's Oh What a Day, and then again in season 3's Our Furry Feathered Fishy Friends. He's rocking the shades and a gray fedora, looking to belt out a number about rubber duckies and heartbreak. Yeah, this one's fun, but they just could have pushed it harder in my opinion. You know, give him a vest, hand him a saxophone, really sell the jazz vibe. As it stands, it's more gag than greatness. This one's sliding down into C tier. Next up, we got the consumerism outfit over here. I'm kidding. Legally. This one popped up in those Mattel x Booking.com Instagram ads where Barney takes a vacation, all hashtag sponsored by Booking.com. And yeah, it's cute. He's got the tropical fish print shirt and some slick sunglasses, and he's out living his best resort life. But then we got this big old Booking.com fanny pack. You know, it just kind of drags the whole thing down because remember, Barney would never advertise. It's listed in the style guide from the 90s. Hashtag not my Barney. Still, the rest of the look is pretty fun, so it lands in B tier. From Season 3's Our Furry Feathered Fishy Friends, we've got... What the f*** is that? They slap on some massive buck teeth and floppy ears and they call it a bunny, but oh my gosh, that is terrifying. The teeth are huge, they're ugly, and the whole thing looks like something that just crawled out of one of those TikTok reels with the cheesy horror music about the real Easter Bunny. As a kid, it straight up scared me. I never liked it. No sugarcoating, this monstrosity is hopping right into F tier. Next up is the camp look, debuting all the way back in Campfire Sing-Along. This is one of the classics. Barney's rocking this tan vest, loaded with these little jiggly pockets and a floppy outdoorsy cap. Later showing up again in A Camping We Will Go, and It's Tradition from Season 4. Every time he moves, these pockets bounce around like crazy, which really adds to the charm for me. I always thought he looked a little more like a fisherman than a camper, but either way, it's an iconic look. This is going comfortably in the A tier. Hailing from Camp Wanna Run Around is the Camp Counselor outfit, and this one's such an upgrade to me. I'm sorry! It actually feels like it has a clear identity outside of Barney just borrowing some random outdoor gear. The beige vest with the black accents looks really sharp, and the dark neckerchief ties it all together. But the real star here is the hat. It's firm, structured, with a perfectly straight brim that makes him look like he's ready to lead a troop on the hike. This one's going firmly in the A tier. During the parade crashing scene in Barney's Great Adventure, Barney somehow gets his hands on a cape and some balloons, but we're only focusing on the cape here. And yeah, technically it's a costume, but let's be real, if he showed up to Halloween dressed like this, people would clown on him for how little effort he put in. It's basically the dino equivalent of throwing a sheet over yourself and calling it a ghost. That said, it is a little funny seeing Barney of all characters strutting around in a cape, so this one lands in C tier. For cape. The Captain outfit. This is easily top 3 most iconic Barney costumes, and some would even argue it's the most iconic. And yeah, like duh. I get it. I'm not a silly Billy.
Billy?
He's adorable here. The little tri-corner hat, the frilly cravat, the cuffs on his arm. It's not even the most complex outfit, but it nails the vibe perfectly. Coming from someone who doesn't glaze Imagination Island, there's no denying the heat this look brings. This one's sailing right into S tier. Pulling up first in Barney's Beach Party with similar versions later in Season 7's Splish Splash and the Land of Make-Believe, this is Barney in his casual summer outfit. A bucket hat, sunglasses, and nothing else. For some reason, this always reminds me of something that my papa would wear on vacation. It's fun, it's relaxed, but at the end of the day, it really is just glasses and a hat. Maybe he was too hot for a shirt, but, you know, then again, this is the same dinosaur who's walked through winter in only a scarf, so maybe he doesn't feel temperature like us mortals do. Either way, it's a fine look, but nothing crazy. This one gets a C tier. This checkerboard vest was made for Barney Rocks El Concierto en Vivo, a Spanish-only tour that leaned into a rock and roll vibe. Most of the costumes from that show are flashy performance pieces, shiny jackets, leather suits, the whole 9 yards. And then there's just this checkerboard vest. There's no frills, no extras, nothing that really screams rock concert. And on top of all that, it is a little tacky. I don't really know what the vibe was supposed to be here, but it feels out of place compared to the rest of the lineup. This one's landing in D tier. The chef outfit first started off as just a hat, but since hats don't count, the full costume really debuted in Waiting for Macaroni, and later showed up in the infamous Pistachio. And yeah, it definitely qualifies as a costume, but it's about as basic as you can get. White apron, tall chef hat, you know, done. It's accurate, but you know, there's nothing else to make it pop. It's just okay. Cook it into C tier. But ooh, we're getting a little more sauce with this one. You get it, sauce? The pizza chef outfit debuted in Adventure Bus, with a very similar version showing up later in Season 8's A World of Friends. The green stroke on the apron and the little pizza logo give it just that extra bit of flavor compared to the plain chef look. It's still simple, but the details sell it. This one is sliding into a high B tier. This one I've dubbed the barbecue cook comes from A Day at the Beach, and it gives me major dad at the grill vibes. For goodness sake, he's got an apron on that says Barney the Cook on it. Where's your khakis, bro? The salmon colored apron actually pops really nicely against the much darker Barney suit from that era, which makes the whole thing stand out more than you'd expect. This one's going into B for barbecue. This coach look originally showed up way back in 3 Wishes, and it's honestly pretty great. Red shirt with coach plastered across the front, whistle around his neck, and a matching cap. It's simple, but it works, and I actually really like it. But then starting in Season 6's Excellent Exercise, and later in Season 9's Let's Play Games, they switched it out for the Barney baseball cap and a whistle, and this is like the downgrade of the century. Okay, maybe that's a little extreme. It went from looking like an actual outfit to, we only have 5 minutes to find an outfit, just, grab the hat. I guess the red did clash with the purple, but come on, man, pick another color. Overall, this one drops down into D tier. The first of Barney's royalish outfits, where he gets to bust out one of these fancy hats, and trust me, there will be more. This one shows up in rhyme time rhythm, and I really like it. The bright blue is a great color on him. The gold embroidery is super neat, and even though the hat is reused from other costumes, it fits so well here that I don't really care. For the record, this type of hat he's wearing is called a Renaissance beret, which makes the whole look feel even fancier. It's classy, it's theatrical, and it just works. This one is Coach Manning right into A tier. I don't care if that's a word, flip you. But also from Rhyme Time Rhythm, we got this court attendant outfit. And yeah, this one's like so much worse, especially considering this is in the same video as the coachman outfit. Barney's wearing this striped apron thing where half of it is a shiny green satin and it really clashes. The Renaissance beret just feels slapped on here instead of being important or purposeful. The whole thing just comes off as tacky and kind of thrown together. So this one's stumbling down into D tier. Now we've arrived at one of 2 costumes Barney has actually worn for Halloween, but it's also shown up plenty of times outside of that. This Western getup first debuted in Season 1's Home Sweet Homes with just a cowboy hat and fringe cuffs, a look that carried over into Season 2's An Adventure in Make-Believe. From there, we get a vest, and it became a go-to, showing up in 1995's The Grand Ole Opry live show, Barney's Halloween Party, Season 5's Howdy Friends, and Season 12's Rift to the Rescue. Let's Go to the Farm drops the handkerchief, but the rest stays intact. It makes sense to me why they use this so often. The color contrast really works here, and the vibe is immediately recognizable. And honestly, if Barney showed up at my door trick-or-treating in this, I'd give him a solid piece of candy. Not that there's a lot in S tier, but this would be a low S tier for me. This one comes from some Instagram skits by Mattel where a costume designer is showing Barney her costume designs for the Heidi Klum Halloween Barney. Ignoring the fact that Barney's just red here and they forgot to color in his leg. Great job, guys. The outfit itself is kind of different from the classic cowboy look. Instead of the yellow handkerchief, we got a red one. The vest is brown instead of blue, and he's rocking these black cowboy boots that probably wouldn't fit his feet. The boots are a nice touch since Barney rarely ever gets footwear, but overall the color palette just doesn't hit the same as the original cowboy fit. The previous one had way more charm, so this version is sitting in D tier. We got one more cowboy outfit, this alternate necktie one dating all the way back to 3 Wishes and redone for Barney's Adventure Bus. It's just a cowboy hat and a necktie. I'm gonna write this costume in a minute. Mattel, they just ain't hitting. Heidi Klum's gonna wash my blues away. Right now I'm knee deep in D tier somewhere because it's just a necktie and that's the end of the song. That's all I was gonna say. It's in D tier. Debuting in Round and Round we go, this is peak Barney practicality. He's got the bright orange vest with the reflective stripes, which already sells the look. But to me, the real glow up comes in Season 9's Caring Hearts, when they throw on these crisp white gloves. The little detail is so cute, bro. I love when Barney gets gloves. He looks like he's about to stop traffic just so Baby Bop can toddle across the street safely. Maybe I don't like this one. It's simple, but it nails the concept perfectly and feels so Barney. This one's waving straight into S tier. But alas, we have another crossing guard outfit. Technically, this is the original since it debuted in Playing It Safe from Season 1, and then later again in Season 7's Bunch of Boxes, where they gave him a much cooler black cap that had a slick gold rim. But here, it's just really Barney in a plain hat and some gloves holding up a stop sign. It's not bad, but compared to the later version, it feels way less thought out. This one's getting parked right into C tier. Next up, we got the director drip that debuted in the Backyard Show. And I don't know, man, he gives off major diva vibes to me. The little shades paired with the black beret and the navy green scarf. He looks like he's ordering Adam to bring him his 3rd coffee of the morning. This would later appear in Rock with Barney without the scarf. So not as good. I think I'm putting this in A tier. I don't know, the absurdity of Barney pretending to be some artsy film guy is just kind of funny to me. And up next, we got the Farmer from Barney's Great Adventure, and it also pops up in some Barney books around the same time. And look, Barney in overalls is adorable. The little plaid shirt, the hat, the whole vibe, it nails Farmer without question. But as much as I love how cute and fitting it is, it's not my absolute favorite overall. Overall, get it? It's a solid, reliable look, but it doesn't wow me the way some of the others do. Still, it's iconic enough to land comfortably in an A tier. And here we have another one from the Heidi Klum Halloween ad sketches, this time giving us Barney as a fairy princess. He's decked out with a glowing see-through dress, wings, a star wand, and even a little star necklace to tie it all together. As a design, I think it's actually pretty neat. Kind of like those glowing butterfly wing costumes that are really popular. That being said, this kind of feels like a Baby Bop costume more than a Barney one, which makes it lose a little bit of that Barney energy. Still, it's colorful, whimsical, and creative enough to sparkle its way into B tier. Let's have a fiesta, fiesta, with this one from Let's Go on Vacation, and later, season 13's Bienvenido Barney, Mexico. The striped serape and sombrero get the point across with nice colors, but at the end of the day, it's just a hat and a scarf. Festive, but pretty underwhelming. C tier. Now this one's engraved in my mind from popping up in the season 7 intro, Barney's friendly stranger outfit. And honestly, if I saw a stranger in the real world wearing just a tiny bowler hat and a rainbow scarf with nothing else, yeah, I'm sprinting back to my house faster than you could say a bunch of boxes. This one actually comes from a new friend from the same season, and I'm sure there's like episode context to this one. But do you think I'm gonna go scrub through a season 7 episode trying to remember the context of this outfit? You are sadly mistaken. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Hey, wait, this is literally the exact same scarf used later in the Fiesta outfit, only this came way earlier. That retroactively makes the Fiesta look feel even lazier. I'm moving that one down to D tier. Oh, and as for this one, it's going in C tier. Ah, yes, another one from the Heidi Klum Halloween ad sketches. And this one, you know, I gotta say, this one is absolutely comedy gold. It's literally just Barney with a giant sheet tossed over him that has boo painted across the front. Almost as if Barney was thinking no one would know it was him when he was putting it on. It's so adorable. The tiny eye holes, the sagging fabric, the whole last minute kids costume vibe, it kills me. It's so funny. I wish they went with this for real for the Heidi Klum party because this is so funny in all the right ways. Easy S tier. No questions asked. This one comes from season 4's Waiting for Macaroni. If you didn't see the text on screen, I don't think you'd know what this one is. The buttons in the vest really try and sell the gingerbread aspect, but without the icing lines or a stronger silhouette, it reads more just festive vest Barney. Like, it's sweet, but it's not giving me gingerbread, and because of that, it's going in D tier. From Good Day, Good Night, here's Barney's grandpa outfit, and wow, this one's a trip. Barney rolls up in a little vest, pocket watch, chain, and his little glasses like he's about to sit you down and tell you about when his friends went extinct. That's really sad, actually. It's such a random choice for him, but I can't even be mad because it's honestly adorable in a weird way. You wouldn't think grandpa when you hear Barney outfit, but the execution is clear enough that you get the inspiration. This one's sitting in a B tier. Debuting in Rock with Barney and later reappearing in season 13's Birds of a Different Feather, Hawaii, this one's exactly what you'd picture. A grass skirt and a lei. Barney's going full luau mode here, which is kind of funny because he's had a lot of lei outfits over the years, but they rarely give him the actual grass skirt, which feels like the most obvious part. It's a clear execution and it's definitely cute, but a little on the plain side compared to his more elaborate costumes. This one's landing in a low B tier. From season 8's Let's Go for a Ride, this is Barney's little ice cream parlor look, complete with an apron and that tiny dairy hat. For some reason, I just find this one ridiculously adorable. There's something about the way the hat sits on him that makes you just want to hug him. It's definitely on the simpler side, and without context, you might not immediately think ice cream worker unless you catch the hat. A little cone graphic or sprinkle detail on the apron could have pushed the idea further. Still, it's too cute to ignore, so this one lands nicely in A tier. From season 13's Venice, anyone? Barney shows up in his Italy look. You get the vibe, straw hat, yellow scarf, it's trying to gesture towards gondola culture. But man, this feels like such a missed opportunity. I feel like they could have leaned harder into this idea, like one of those striped gondolier shirts and the red cummerbund. Instead, it ends up looking halfway there, like they ran out of steam in the design process. For the lack of commitment, this one's sitting in a D tier. From Rhyme Time Rhythm, this is the look Barney wears when he and the kids put on the story of the house that Jack built. He's Jack here, and like, it's cute, it really is. His baggy gold sleeves and velvety brown vest look really comfy, plus the pattern cap with the little feather is a fun touch. I just didn't really know what this was supposed to be specifically, aside from being vaguely Elizabethan or Renaissance inspired. I like it, and it feels like a solid stage costume, so I'm gonna put it in a high B tier. From season 7's All Aboard, we get this bare bones janitor outfit. Just a smock, cap, and rag. It would have been way funnier if they did a Mr. Boyd cosplay, so this is going in D tier. From Barney's Adventure Bus, this outfit finally just makes Barney a full-on jester instead of the usual court attendant angle they tend to give him in the royal stories. He's got the classic pointed hat with bells and an orange and blue diamond-shaped collar. It's super fun, and the colors don't clash with Barney's purple, which makes it pop nicely. It feels playful, fits the setting, and just works all around, so it's an A tier. There's another outfit further down that's similar, so I'm curious how it stacks up in comparison. Hear ye, my name is Samuel Seabury. From season 10 singing, this is Barney's king outfit. It's simple, but it gets the idea across. You know, it's got a gold crown, a white fur-trimmed mantle, and later in season 11's The Magic Words, a blue sort of flap gets added that adds a nice little flair. It's definitely on the blander side compared to some of his other medieval looks, but it's still cute. That little blue edition gets it a royal B tier. This lamb getup comes from season 2's Honk Honk, a Goose on the Loose. It's nothing too complex, just a pair of floppy ears strapped on and a bell hanging from his neck. But come on, look at him, Barney, you silly little guy. The highest I can give it is a B tier, but just know, you're a cute little guy, Barn. This one's from Barney Rocks El Concierto on Vivo, and even though there's not much clear footage of it, it's such a standout. Barney's rocking a shiny top hat and a leather style vest that gives the whole look a slick showbiz energy. Paired with the cane, it feels like something straight out of a Vegas show. It's super unique compared to his usual costumes, and that's exactly why it lands firmly in S tier. I just wish we had more images of it. This next one comes from season 12's Lights Camera Action, a cute pink lei and leaf cups, but no grass skirt, so it kind of feels half finished next to the full Hawaiian look, so this is a disappointing D tier. Hailing from a day at the beach, this is Barney's lifeguard look. White lifeguard shirt, matching cap, boom, you instantly get it. The only thing missing is that lifeguard red cross, which would have sealed the deal. This one's saying in a
not so fast
A tier. This is from a Mattel Instagram skit collab with Little Spoon applesauce. It's just a f***ing apron! Debuting in Barney in concert, this is Barney's full-out marching outfit. We get a blue tunic with gold braiding, white gloves, and a baton that he twirls like he owns the parade route. In season 2's Who's in the Forest and the Exercise Circus, they add the tall shako with a red plume and a big B on the front, which just really shoots it up there. Later, starting with Barney's Christmas star, the uniform gets a refresh, a slightly darker blue, more yellow gold trim, and the hat swaps the B for a sunburst badge. It looks sharper, even if we sadly lose the gloves along the way. This outfit sticks out to me because it's committed, it's detailed, it's theatrical, and it's unmistakably a band leader. It's iconic for a reason, so it's marching on into S tier. Now, from season 11's Sweet Treats, this is Barney's other costume that he's worn for Halloween, the Masquerade outfit. It's got a lot of personality, a festive, multicolored Jester-style collar, and a glittery mask attached to a feather wand that really sells the vibe. He technically wore just the mask earlier in season 8's A World of Friends, but here it feels like a full ensemble piece. Well, it would be, if it also had the hat, the Jester hat from the Jester outfit. That seems like such an obvious thing to do, but without it, it feels almost incomplete. As is, it's still really fun and visually different, but just a notch below perfect execution. I'd call this a low A tier, lower than the Jester outfit. Yay. Consumerism got him. It's not even that neat of an outfit, it's just a lanyard and a tie. E tier. This one comes from Barney live in New York City. Here Barney's stumbling out with his foot stuck in a bucket and a mop in his hand. Polly was really insistent on including this one, but let's be honest, it's not really an outfit, it's just props. Sorry Polly, this one's D tier. Barney's bedtime look first showed up in Barney's Hats and Barney's Book of Opposites as a simple blue nightgown with a colorful plaid cap before evolving into the more polished striped version. Both are really sweet. Barney holding a teddy bear with that little tassel hat is absolutely precious. The stripes definitely make it feel more like a proper storybook pajama set, though personally I think the plain gown is cuter. Solid high B tier. This one's a certified hood classic. Barney first rocked the artist look in Barney Goes to School, and it instantly landed. The beret seals the deal, giving him that little je ne sais quoi of a Parisian painter, while that splattered apron feels actually lived in. He'd pop back into this look for Barney's Color Surprise and Barney Magazine. Then, season 8's On Again Off Again comes along and decides to ruin my evening with a flat, boring apron swap that stripped all of the personality out. This is the equivalent of a dad who dresses up by putting on a different t-shirt. The OG Painter Barney is still heat though, and it strokes its way into S tier. Wait, no, that sounded bad. I mean, like, he strokes his thingy into S tier. No, that's not making it better. The thingy is his brush, and he strokes the brush with the... I'm just gonna gently open the door on myself.
Laughter!
Straight out of Once Upon a Time, here's Barney as a Papa Bear. This is peak early Barney costume energy. It's goofy, it's theatrical, and it leans just weird enough to be funny. And like it is a good costume, I like the little giant tie with the Papa written on it. But the only thing that throws me off about it is the nose. Instead of fully covering his own nose, they just plopped a smaller bear nose on top of it, which kind of feels like a hat on a hat. It works, but it's a little redundant. I even mocked up how it'd look if you actually covered his whole nose, and I don't know, maybe it's an improvement, maybe not, you let me know. Either way, it's got charm, and it earns Papa Bear a cozy B tier. For bear. From Rock with Barney, here's the Patriotic costume. You know, I was just thinking about how much the Backyard Gang tapes really leaned into the patriotic aspect in those days. You know, waving flags, singing patriotic songs. But by the time Barney and Friends hit PBS, that entire angle was basically gone. It makes sense though. Cheryl Leach wanted Barney to be this global character, and draping him in stars and stripes would have boxed him in as too American. As for the outfit, it's just the marching band uniform with an Uncle Sam style flag hat swapped in. I honestly never noticed the whole marching band connection until making this video, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the thing is, to me it doesn't really match. The regular marching hat looks way cleaner with the jacket, while the striped flag topper kinda clashes. It's not awful, but it's definitely weaker than the standard look. So, C tier. This one appeared live in New York City, and Bernard gets a paper cap and a peanut tray and is suddenly a connoisseur of nuts. I understand because it's a quick moving live show, sometimes you can't do super elaborate costumes, but you know, this one's still pretty boring. Tossing this in D tier. Surprisingly, A Day at the Beach was the only time Barney's ever gone full pirate. It's basic, you know, it's just an eye patch, a sword, and a bandana, but for some reason, this red bandana he's wearing makes me just think of the bed intruder meme from like a long time ago. Do people even remember that anymore? Anyway, it's a fun little getup and definitely gives him some seafaring flair. B tier for barnacles. I gotta stop doing that bit. The fake parrot is groaning at me. Now this one feels like the peanut salesman's more thought out cousin. Instead of just a paper hat and a tray, Barney gets a full-on themed apron with red and white lining and a little popcorn logo. I'm putting this at a low A tier, but it's still a big step up from the peanuts. From the first ever Barney episode, we get this posh outfit. A tall top hat and an oversized warm yellow bow. He's clearly going for upper class gentleman, but it ends up looking more like your weird uncle at a wedding. It's not bad, but it's not great, so it's going in C tier. From the season 7 episode, numbers, we get the pudding shaker outfit. I gotta be so real, I would have never figured out what this is supposed to be. That being said, the blue apron with the banana doodles is the most personality I've seen on a Barney apron, and that alone just kinda lifts it. Still just an apron, but a fun one. Low B tier. This is what Barney rocked at the Heidi Klum Halloween party. And while I'll always argue the ghost costume was the funnier idea, this pumpkin look is probably the funniest and most heartwarming thing to ever happen with modern Barney. I mean, that list is slim, but still. The elaborate bright orange shell with the glowing carved face, the leafy green trim, and that little pumpkin stem hat on top. It's campy, but in the best way possible. It works because it feels true to Barney's character. You could just imagine Barney waddling around the party, getting an endless stream of awes, and racking up so many full-size candy bars, you'd think he was trick-or-treating for the entire cast of B&F. It's festive, iconic, and kind of impossible not to smile at. Sure, I'll always think the ghost costume would have been better, but this is still a top-tier Barney costume, so it's going into S tier. If all the costumes had this much effort, oh, what a costume that would be, boom, boom. The raincoat look first popped up in Barney books, but even made an appearance at the 1998 Macy's Parade, and it's honestly one of the most detailed outfits he's actually ever had. The shiny blue coat fits oversized on his stubby little frame in the best way possible, and the yellow rain boots are such a creative choice. Barney almost never wears shoes, so seeing him in bright little boots makes the whole thing feel more complete. A favorite detail of mine is the lining, which is white fabric covered in tiny colored stars. It instantly makes me think of the season 1 to 3 title cards, which makes my heart glow. Wait, no, not glow. Another word. It makes me happy. Let's go with that. Oh. You know, this outfit though does kind of raise the eternal question: why does Barney never wear shoes normally, like the little dinosaurs always do? Is Barney just a free-spirited hippie who likes to bare his 3 toe balls to the world? Or I guess it'd be 6 toe balls, or maybe like 2 pairs of, who cares? This one's going into a high A tier. This one's garbage. Like literally made of recycled garbage. Coming from Barney's jungle friends, not only is it garbage, it's also boring garbage. It's garbage. E tier. This one is from the Mattel Red Nose Day campaign. The cause is great, the outfit sucks. It's literally just a foam nose placed on Barney's face. Very simple E tier, moving on. Oh my gosh! The Ringmaster costume! Everyone sound the alarms! The Ringmaster costume is here! This first debuted at Radio City Music Hall and kept coming back for Adventure Bus, Super Sigma Circus, Read With Me, Dance With Me, and Season 11's Lost and Found. This one's just so special. It's a whole shiny blue suit with sparkling trim, a ruffled white undershirt, and of course, that signature top hat to finish the look. He even gets little gloves! You guys know how I feel about little gloves. The outfit is so clean, it looks so good. It's not like a matte looking texture and it doesn't clash with Barney's other colors. He's so cute! He's so sparkly and shiny! What makes this outfit hit so hard is how unapologetically theatrical it is. This is Barney Greatest Showman, the spotlight stealer, the one running the circus. The texture is clean and glossy instead of the matte look of the other jackets, and it pairs perfectly with his purple without clashing. Did you know that this guy is so special, he even got his own plushie? It's really rare now though, so good luck trying to find one. Just kidding, I have 30 in my house. This is such a high S tier, there's no debating. This one popped up way more than I remembered, showing up in Season 3's Camera Safari, and then its Barney Song segment, Season 6's Who's Who at the Zuzu, Barney's Colorful World, and Season 13's The Good Egg Africa. If you confuse this with the camp outfit, I'd forgive you. They use a really similar, if not the exact same vest. The big difference is the cute rounded safari hat with the snake-like textured brim. It feels a little more polished than the camp version, which honestly sells the look for me. You know, I'm kind of torn between a high A or a low S. But for today, I'm putting it in a high A tier. Sailing, sailing, over the hills we go. Debuting in what is canonically, but not chronologically, the first Barney tape, A Day at the Beach. This outfit is one of the simplest, but also one of the most iconic. It's literally just a sailor collar and a matching hat, but somehow it feels just right. It later returned in Season 4's Easy Breezy Day with a blue necktie instead of white, before Season 10's Boat circled back to the original white tie with a blue strip design. The tiny hat is also so cute. It looks like a cup on his head. It's one of those looks that proves Barney doesn't need over-the-top details to be adorable, and it sails right on into A tier. This one, coming from Walk Around the Block, is just Barney throwing on a grocery apron for maybe 30 seconds of screen time. But you know what? It's charming. He didn't need to do that, but he did. Points for effort, even if it's nothing fancy. B tier. Here we got the silly fit. Very fun. Very silly. This first popped up in Barney magazine, and later on, a pretty different looking but serving the same purpose version would show up in a Season 14 music video. It's super colorful and eye-catching with the goofy hat and wavy tie, but at the end of the day, it's just a hat and a tie, it's not that interesting. So, B tier. And there's still more of these. This was first seen back in 3 Wishes as what looked like a tinfoil dome, before later morphing into an actual bubble helmet on posters. By the Barney Outer Space cover, they even added a silver collar with green lights. The glow-up is real, but it's still just a one-piece gag, so C tier. Here's another one from those Mattel Heidi Klum Halloween sketches, and this time, Barney's dressed as a sunflower. This is gonna sound weird, but this design kinda reminds me of the finale of Little Shop of Horrors on Broadway, where the leads come back out in those big leafy costumes after getting eaten by the plant. I don't know, man, that's where my brain went. The outfit itself is pretty plain, just a big flower headpiece with what looks like a snail crawling on it and some leaves. But I think in execution, it could have been fun to see on the full Barney suit. Nothing groundbreaking, but charming enough that I'd drop it in B tier. Now this is the Barney costume. The tap dancing outfit has basically been around forever, starting all the way back in the very first backyard show, and then sticking around throughout the entire series run. Top hat, bow tie, cuffs, cane, sometimes even little black and white shoes. It's never really changed, and honestly, it doesn't need to. It's such a stellar fit. We've seen it everywhere. The 1993 Daytime Emmy Awards, the cover of Barney Favorites Volume 1, Season 2's I Can Do That, Season 3's If the Shoe Fits in its Barney Says segment, the 1998 Golden Globes, Barney's Talent Show, which ditched the hat, but still very cute, and even the Best of Barney, one of the very last original Barney home videos. It's presenter Barney at his peak. The little cuffs kill me every time. He looks like he's about to hand out an award or tap dance across the stage. It's cute, it's timeless, and it's the definition of iconic. This one's going right into S tier. And we're vacationing in the tourist costume. My man is so cute here. Oh my gosh. This outfit showed up in Barney's colorful world and it's just perfect. The little bucket hat, the bright patterned Hawaiian shirt. He looks like he's about to ask for the senior discount at a seafood buffet. It's such a relaxed, fun vibe. You don't see Barney wear full shirts like this very often, which makes it pop even more. Easy A tier, no question. From season 11's pretty questionable Emperor's Contest.
Just imagine, just imagine, just imagine all the things that you...
We get this so-called traditional Chinese look. And yeah, it's pretty undercooked. All Barney's rocking here is a satin pillbox cap and a cream stole draped around his shoulders. The colors are nice, but it leans more generic festival than anything that feels authentically traditional. If they'd gone with something like a tung zhuang jacket with frog closures, a Changsha robe, or even a Hanfu style overrobe with some embroidered details, it would have looked way more thought out and respectful. As it stands though, it's just a hat and a sash. This one doesn't hit the mark, so it's chilling in D tier. This one's got a surprising amount of mileage. It first popped up in Barney in concert as just the classic striped engineer cap with a red necktie, but by season 1 and 2's Alphabet Soup and Zoo, it shifts to a blue. This would carry on throughout the cover of All Aboard for Sharing, season 5's Colors All Around, and season 7's All Aboard, before finally getting switched up in season 9's Let Your Creativity Fly, where they went with a bright yellow handkerchief instead. Sometimes he even gets gloves, which you guys know are my jam, but overall it's still a very basic look. That choo-choos it firmly into B tier. From season 13's Hawaii, Barney gets put in a bright pink tutu, and honestly, I don't love this one. And this isn't coming from a guy in a tutu bad angle. I was a competitive dancer for years. I know this sort of thing inside and out. It just doesn't make sense here. A male ballet dancer wouldn't be in a tutu anyway. You'd expect something like a white satin shirt with a red cummerbund. Instead, it's just this fluffy skirt slapped on with nothing to balance it out. That lands it in D tier. There's been a handful of beach looks over the years, but this one feels like the vacation fit. It debuts in A Day at the Beach with the full tour starter pack: hat, sunglasses, lei, and a floral shirt. By Barney's beach party, the look gets simplified though. No hat or glasses, just the shirt and the lei. And honestly, I think I like this more just a little bit. Something about Barney being bundled up in that Hawaiian shirt makes him look extra cozy, and the lei really ties the whole thing together. This one's strumming its way into A tier. The last of the Heidi Klum Halloween sketches, and honestly one of the best. Even though he's still colored red here. Great job, guys. This outfit goes insanely hard. A vampire is about as quintessential Halloween as it gets, and Barney in a striped vest, little yellow bow tie, and a full dramatic black cape is really awesome. The fangs are super cute too, though if this ever made it onto the old show, they definitely would have included the fangs, because pointy teeth and Barney don't mix. This one's sliding into a low S tier. Is that a Dracula voice? I don't know. Here we got the disguise from the Mattel Walmart ads. Barney dons this disguise to... I don't know, man. The skit didn't have as much thought put into it. Why should I? It's hat and sunglasses. Who cares? E tier. This one comes from Barney Goes to School. We got sunglasses for summer, an umbrella for spring, and an earmuffs and scarf for winter, and fall you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. It's a smart teaching prop, but just kind of a clunky look. I'm surprised it never came back in 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. C tier. From Barney's Great Adventure, this is the white tie restaurant number where he swans in as a distraction and suddenly we're in a mini old Hollywood musical. It's a full tux moment. He's got the crisp jacket with that V-cut waistcoat, satin bow tie, white gloves, a twirlable cane, and the cutest little white spats on his feet. The all-white palette against the purple and green pops like crazy, and the formality sells the joke. He's dressed like the maitre d's boss's boss while still being an enormous friendly reptile. It matches the scene perfectly, so it reads intentional, not we tossed a jacket on him. For a long time, this was probably my top pick, but after seeing all the outfits we've seen today, it's still S tier, just mid to low S tier. This is the first of the Barney winter looks we'll be checking out today, with this being probably the most iconic of them, as well as one of the most iconic Barney looks period. It first shows up in Waiting for Santa, where it's just this bright yellow scarf with little green Christmas trees stitched near the fringe. It's a good color because it stands out against the purple and green while sticking to Barney's established color scheme of green and yellow. Then, on the cover of the 1993 re-release of Waiting for Santa, they upgrade the outfit with the yellow earmuffs, which really sealed the deal as the definitive snow outfit. From there, it carried on into Season 1's 4 Seasons Day, 1, 2, 3, 4 Seasons, and Season 6's A Sunny Snowy Day. And of all his seasonal outfits, this one feels the most burned into Barney history. It's the image you think of when you picture him bundled up in the snowy outdoors. this one's sitting confidently at an S tier. If the yellow scarf look is the classic, this is the sequel that actually gives him much more to work with. First seen in Barney's Christmas Star, it trades the minimalist yellow scarf for a more colorful, darker rainbow plaid scarf, plus a soft blue hat and matching gloves. In Season 10's Winter, they switch out the hat with the iconic earmuffs instead, with Season 13's The Music Box Switzerland returning the hat. I really like the scarf design, the hat makes him look extra snuggly, and y'all already know that I riff with the gloves. It's not as historic or iconic as the yellow scarf version, but on sheer design alone, this is a strong A tier. This oddball hails from Season 11's Gift to the Dinos. It's basically the standard winter look with a beige-orange Santa hat plopped on top. Not awful, just it reads as a little strange and redundant, so D tier. And finally, the snowboarding fit comes from the 1, 2, 3, 4 Seasons video. It just reuses the main winter fit, but adds goggles for the slopes. It's a cute detail even if it's mostly a reuse. Sloping down into C tier. And that's a wrap on the costumes. So you know how Halloween is full of tricks and treats, right? Well, I actually forgot a few outfits.
Oh my god, bro.
So we're gonna rank them right now and then put them on the tier list, and we're just gonna pretend this was entirely the plan the whole time and I just fooled you in an epic Halloween prank. First up, we got the bowling outfit from Season 4's Play Ball. It's a cute outfit. The blue is so striking on Barney, and it's not a color he's normally in, especially not a bright blue. It looks like a bowling shirt, you get the vibe. It's cute. I'm gonna give it a solid low A tier because it's cute, but it's not too much. It's cool. I like it though. Next up, we got the driving outfit from Big Surprise. And this one reminds me a lot of the Aviator outfit, except it's got this little taxi cap and of course no goggles. And I like this taxi cap. The plaid, it's kind of cute. It almost looks like he's about to go golfing. It's not super elaborate, so I'm giving it a B tier. Then we got the Protect Our Earth shirt from Rock with Barney. I can't believe I forgot this one somehow. This shirt is iconic. Everyone has seen it. There's a reason that all those classic Barney toys would use a white shirt. It was kind of because of this video. That being said, this looks like a giant overgrown towel, especially on the arms. They look super odd. It's not my favorite thing, but it is very iconic, so I'm giving it a B tier. Now we got the Rockstar outfit from Barney Rocks El Concierto en Vivo and El Pequando Grand Club, which is the little big club in Spanish. This is a really cool outfit. It's blue, it's shiny, and blue is one of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color, so this is good for me. The silver trim is very sleek, very nice. This is a pretty nice one. I'm gonna put this in a very high A tier. Now we got the monster outfit from What's That Shadow from Season 1. And this is an interesting outfit. It's clearly going for a masquerade thing, but not like the circus sort of masquerade, more like an ancient sort of mask. I'm a little unsettled, I'll say that. It's big, and it reminds me of Baby Bop. I think you all know my feelings on Baby Bop. B tier. There we go, and now we're done. And that's a wrap on the costumes, but before we get to that, let's do a rapid fire lightning round honorable hat segment. If you want to skip ahead, the code's on screen, but for the rest of you, here we go. The nightcap, the fireman hat, the pilot hat, the golf hat, the birthday crown, the birthday hat, the boater hat, the robot hat, the silly hat, the triangle hat, the cardboard marching hat, the royal hat, the Oktoberfest hat, the bus driver hat, the propeller hat, and Silly Hats Barney.
Finish!
And now, here's the final tier list. The rows aren't in strict order inside each tier because there are just a lot of costumes, but I can crown a podium for what Barney's Halloween costume should be. In third place is the ghost costume, the perfect Halloween getup. It's so stupidly funny, it loops around back to being genius. In second place is the black suit. He looks so spiffy and grown up, boutonniere and all. Peak Gentle Dino. And finally, in first place, we have, of course, the Ringmaster outfit. The shine, the sparkle, the gloves, the top hat. It's pure Barney spectacle, and it cooks every time I see it. Some strong honorable mentions if you're wanting more Halloween-specific costumes are the Pumpkin, Vampire, Painter, Crossing Guard, Captain, Cowboy, Aviator, Jester/Masquerade, and honestly, most of the Royal fits. If you want to be evil though and traumatize some kids, you might as well throw on that bunny costume and I'll be wetting myself all the way to November 31st. But hey, do you want to make your own ranking of every Barney costume? Well, I've made this tier list public so anyone can go and rank them if they so please. Click the link in the description or the top right. But this list only exists because of all the hours of research, screenshots, and deep dives, and so a huge shout out to my best friend, Polygon, who helped dig up so many of these outfits and even edited a chunk of this video. I literally could not have done this without him. He makes great stuff, so if you love the vibe here, you'll probably love his work too, so click in the top right for his stuff. And hey, if you made it this far, thank you so much. You're officially the deskie of all deskies. Just to prove you stuck around, let me know your favorite Barney costume and your favorite Halloween candy in the comments. We'll totally confuse the people who didn't make it to the end of the video. It's gonna be fun. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our next deep dive into the cultural chaos that is Barney, because the bigger this community gets, the more big projects and extras I can cook up for you. And of course, happy Halloween. This may be my Barney Halloween special, but don't fret. I've got a huge project that's been brewing for quite a while now that is perfect for the spooky season. And it's dropping very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled. I've been the Barney Desk, and thanks for watching.